Hello, I am Jennifer. Welcome to the first lesson of the Love Your Cricut mini course. Whenever I teach something, I like to start at the very beginning to be sure that we have a good foundation. So in this first lesson, I am going to introduce you to your new best friend, the Cricut. I'll explain just what a Cricut is, both the Cricut Explorer, this is the Explorer Air, this is the Explorer Air 2, and the Cricut Maker. And then what the differences between these are as well. You will watch me unbox a brand new Cricut Explorer Air that I got just for this mini course so that I could show you exactly what it comes with and how you can get it set up. I'll also introduce you to a Cricut Explorer Air 2 as well as the Maker, and I will name all the parts and show off some of the hidden features of each machine. And then we're going to set up the Cricut in an optimal location, one that works well for both you and your Cricut. So pause this video, get yourself a cup of coffee or tea, pull up a chair in my craft room, and let's get started. So what is a Cricut? The Cricut is a cutting, scoring, and writing machine, all guided by your computer. It does exactly what you tell it to do, precisely and efficiently. And because of its remarkable ability to cut, score, and write what you tell it to, you can make a lot of things faster, easier, and better. So I've got my friend here, a brand new Cricut Explorer Air, and we're also going to be discussing the Maker and the Explorer Air 2 as well. The Explorer and Maker are the two current models of the Cricut being sold today, and these are the ones that I know and can teach you about. The Explorer and Maker are very similar. Both cut out a wide variety of materials, and both have an accessory tool clamp that you can use to write or score with. The Maker also has an adaptive tool system that allows you to cut with two additional blades, a rotary blade and a knife blade. So you can cut things like fabric and thin wood easier. I use my Explorer and Maker quite a bit, and they've been out of their boxes for a while. But I really wanted to show you a brand new fresh Cricut because I know many of you just got your machines or maybe haven't taken yours out of the box yet. So just for this mini course, I bought this cute little, I think it's pink poppy Cricut Explorer Air, so we can open it up and set it up together. The Explorer and the Explorer Air 2 models are essentially the same setup as this machine. The Maker has a few extra bits, and I'll show you that too. Okay, so let's open the box. All right. All right, let me angle this so that you can see. So here we can see that there's what looks like a mat and the packaging for the boxes in here. So let's take these out. So here's a light grip mat and the packaging itself. Let's see if we can just pull this up here. Let's take this off here. It comes very well packaged. I really have always been really impressed with how well these are packaged. Okay. So we have this. Let's set this on the side. And turn this around so you can see it. Alrighty. There. Let's make sure that this gets everything else out of the box here. So we have cables. Can you see those, or is that a little bit too far? Okay. We've got cables, power supply, a silver pen, and a let's get started packet. And I believe that's everything. So we'll put this box aside, keep the box. You might need this for if if you move or need to transport it somewhere. I keep all of my boxes. It's super helpful. Okay, so the first thing, let's get started here. Let's set this over here with our mat and our pen and our cables. Okay, so it comes with this packaging material. Let's take this off. Isn't that cute? The Cricuts are so cute. Put this back in our box. And it's wrapped up really nicely here. Let's get all of this packaging off as well. So we've got some over here on the right as well as on the left. There we go. Okay. And it looks like we have a piece of tape which says remove, this says remove. There were some extra words in a different language there. I wasn't sure. So we'll take off this little sticker so that sure that it was put on in shipping to keep it nice and safe. All right. So we have our machine and we have everything that came in the box. Now, if you got a different model or the maker, you will see different things that will come in your box. For example, I will show you the maker. So if you get the maker, here's my maker box right here. You will also receive in your box, I'm going to get this open here. You get a box that looks like this. That says, let's get started. So it's really very similar. Got the same name. So this is the Let's Get Started packet that comes with the Explore Air. And this is Let's Get Started packet that comes with the maker. And they both have the warranty, the setup guide, and information how to contact Cricut, as well as the materials that you're going to want for your first project. So these are important. Okay, so in our box, let's go over the things that we had. So we have the Cricut out of its packaging right now. We have that 12 by 12 light grip mat. It might be curved in the box, but it will flatten out, so don't worry. There is also the power supply and a USB cord and a silver pen. So here is a Cricut Explore Air machine. This is the pink poppy color. Let's start by opening the Cricut. The Explore Air has an open button which will automatically open the top and front lids for you. I love that part. All of the Cricuts ship with this packaging foam around the carriage. Just remove it and pull it out. Your blade and blade housing are already installed. It has two clamps. Clamp A is for your accessories like the pen or an optional scoring stylus, and clamp B is for your blade. Just remember, A is for accessories and B is for blades. Now let's check out the storage compartments. There's a cup holder over right here that you can use to store tools. I like to put my pens in there. The small storage compartment in the front right here is for different blade housings. I like to keep my deep blade housing in here, which is something that you can purchase separately. And we'll be talking about later in this course. There's even a cool little magnetic strip here at the front of this compartment that lets you store your replacement blades without housings. This is so cool so that you don't lose things. The larger compartment can hold larger tools, which you can purchase separately. Now, let me explain the controls over here. This big dial here is the Smart Set dial. You can choose your materials on this dial or set it to custom, which is my preference. And then you can set your materials from within Cricut Design Space. And then we have the power button right here at the top, the mat load and unload button, the big C button, which is for starting a cut, and the pause button. And that is the Cricut Explore Air. Now let's see what's different on the maker. You'll see that it has an accessory cup over here. Move this over a little bit so you can see. But there's no buttons like this one has, right? There's no open button, in fact. So instead, we open the lid simply by pulling up on the top lid, and the front lid opens too. Inside, we see that there is the matte load and unload button, the Cricut Cut button, and the pause button, as well as the power button just above. Now, there's no smart dial on the Maker. Instead, we always choose our materials from within Cricut Design Space, which is what I like to do anyways, right? The Maker has the same storage compartments. It has this, if you open this up here, over here it has the small one with the magnetic strip, just like the other one has. And there's actually kind of two compartments here, and then a larger tool storage tray here. And it also has the cup trays here for your tools and your pens. Now, something that's important to note is that the Cricut Explore Air and Explore Air 2 have this cartridge compartment right here. If you have an older Cricut that used cartridges, you can plug them in over here. The Maker does not come with this standard. You actually have to purchase it separately if you have cartridges for it. I do not own a single cartridge, so it's irrelevant to me. But if you do, know that this Cricut Explore Air comes with the adapter for the cartridges that you would just put in here. The Maker does not, but you can purchase one separately. One of the features I really like about the Cricut Maker is that it actually has, over here on the side, it has a USB port. So you can plug in a USB cable, and then here in the front is a shelf that you can use to put your iPad or your phone, and it'll charge it for you. Just like that. That is like super, super helpful, and I think a lot of people don't even realize this. So yes, so you can charge it while it's plugged in. So awesome. And if you'd like to see me unbox the Maker, I have a video of the day that I brought it home, and I will link the Maker unboxing video below. So to set up your new machine, I recommend you follow the setup guide that comes with your Cricut. So let's go ahead and do that together. All right, so let's set up your Cricut. Now, in the Let's Get Started packet, you have the Let's Get Started guide, a Learn More booklet, your warranty, and materials to make your first project. Now, what materials you have is going to depend upon which Cricut you got. So, for example, this is really similar to what I got when I opened my Explore Air 2. When I got my Cricut Maker, I also had a little piece of fabric, since it's particularly good at cutting fabric. So this is what you'll have in your packet, more or less. And the Let's Get Started guide tells you to go to Cricut.com/setup. And that is very important. You want to go to this exact URL that's listed here in your guide. Okay, let's get the Cricut Explore plugged in. So I'm going to turn this around so that you can see the ports as I plug them in. Now you're going to want to start with your USB cable, which is the one that has a square end and a rectangular end. Now we're going to plug the square end into the back of the Cricut. You want the USB symbol to be pointing up, not the Cricut symbol. This is the Cricut symbol. So we want the USB symbol, which is sort of engraved on this, and it goes right into the square right here. And the other end goes into a free USB port on your computer. So right, and I will show this to you as well. So it goes right here. So on mine, I have one free one right here, and I put it in right there. Okay, set these over here. And then we have our power cable. This also needs to be plugged in. So I like how it comes with a little piece of Velcro here. It's a nice touch so that you can keep your cords managed. And a twist tie as well. All right, so the round end of your power cable, this right here, goes into the round connector on the back of your Explorer. Just like that. And the other end goes into a wall outlet or a power strip. So let me get that plugged in as well. Okay, so now everything is plugged in. Let's turn this around so that you can see it again. Now, the Explorer Air is a wireless device, so we don't necessarily need the USB cable, but I have found that as long as I have the ability to use it, like with my laptop, this is a little faster, a little more reliable, a little less troublesome. However, not everybody has that option, right? So if you have an iPad or iPhone or another smart device that you're using with this, refer to the video that is on Cricut.com for setting it up when you have the iPad or the iPhone. I'm going to show you the method, the only method I've ever used. Okay, everything is plugged in. Now let's turn on our Cricut. It makes that noise. That's totally normal. Starting up, checking everything. Now before we go, I want to talk about where to put your Cricut for optimal crafting. I recommend one of two different places based on your needs. The first is to put your Cricut near where you'll be crafting so that you have easy access to it. For example, I like to craft here at this table, so I keep my Cricut over here on one of my side shelves. I have some drawers over there, so I can get to it really easily, and then others can too. It's really important that you have at least 10 inches behind your machine so that your mat has room to move. And if you're going to use the big 12 by 24 mat, you're going to need at least 22 inches behind your machine. This is really important. The second place I recommend that you could put your Cricut is right next to your computer, which is where my other Cricut, the Cricut Explorer, lives. So this makes it so easy to design on my computer and cut on the Cricut without any wasted movement. Super easy. I make it, I cut it. I make it, I cut it. In our next lesson, I will show you how to register your Cricut and get onto Cricut Design Space, make your first project. I'll also go over all the different sorts of materials your Cricut Explorer or Cricut Maker can cut. So I have a class exercise for you. I want you to set your machine up in a good location, not far from either your computer or where you will craft, if you're going to use a mobile device. So take a photo and share it in our Facebook group. I want to see your beautiful Cricuts. I want to see where you put them, and if you want to get in the photo too, that would be awesome as well. So please share your photos and definitely find a good spot to set it. This is super important, and where you put your Cricut is going to have a direct correlation on your success with it. So thank you for joining me for the first lesson, and I look forward to seeing you in our next video.